Need to be free thinkers, then we need to learn how to feel free. People say feel free, but we don't even know how to feel free or think free. Say what you feel, positive or negative. Welcome to the
Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Numerad D. I'm making a video on some red pill stuff. You know what the red pill stuff is with the manosphere, menoverse is what I like to call it. Um, right now, I'm going to react to some videos with a guest of mine, and it's going to be the it's complicated videos. So let's get into this, guys. Let's get into this. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up, and you ready, Tosh?
Yep.
Okay. We gonna get her reaction, guys, on what this stuff is, because I gotta see what she think about this stuff. I mean, she's fairly leftist, but she don't like to claim it. Just to put that out there.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man?
Remember this question I asked you about, Tar? I don't know.
I remember.
Who's known as the prize? Oh no, I said who's the creative life. Never mind. But go ahead.
Man or the woman?
The woman.
Ooh, the woman for sure.
The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't that place the man at a lower value and status to the woman?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Don't women typically want to date a man on her level or higher?
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't women typically want to date a man who's a prize and not a loser?
No, I like to be better.
So if a woman declares herself the prize, isn't that relationship destined to fail?
No.
Not necessarily. It depends on who.
All right, Taj, man, go ahead and give your opinion on that piece right there.
Okay. First of all, I think both parties, male and female, are prizes to each other. Without one, I mean, you complement each other. As far as income, yes, I think majority of women they prefer to have men who have more because we like to feel protected and safe. It is the man's role to provide and protect.
So how is it helping both?
Because the man gets a feminine woman when he's providing and protecting.
So if we just have her existence, then we should be satisfied with that, even if it's a ratchet existence.
Who should be satisfied? Say that again.
So the man should be satisfied just to have a girl. That's
The girl
prize.
that he needs
Having
for
a girl is the
him.
prize.
The girl that he needs for him. I mean, there's a lot that comes to a female. I mean, once you have a feminine woman, if you're in your place and you're doing your role, providing and protecting, majority of the times you may have a feminine woman. It's pretty much on how you choose them. You know, keep it traditional.
Okay, we'll continue.
Who she's dating. If she's dating a guy who, puts women on a pedestal and sees them as like the end all be all, then that's on them. And whatever works for them, as long as they're happy, they're happy. But a guy who knows his worth, they're not gonna go for that.
Well, if the woman is the prize, wouldn't that make the man a simp?
Yes, and there are simps in this world. Like if there are high value men and other people who respect themselves.
But do you think that women want to date a simp?
Some women do. Some women want to be alpha and a boss bitch.
I mean, it depends on the male. If the male is like a beta, then he just gonna suck it up and follow behind the female. But if he's an alpha, he gonna be like, I'm not taking that.
Because I think, actually, I know I'm a prize.
Oh no, they done sent me to all kinds of what the okay.
And so I think that a man should value me for what I am.
So why do so many women go around declaring themselves the prize?
Because they have pussies. It's much harder to find a high value man than it is an average woman. I can fuck any girl out here, but for her to find a man who has clout, status, money, influence, all that personality and whatnot is way harder. Who's funny, tall, 6 foot, physical specimen, it's way harder for her to find that.
Why do so many women think they have the golden pussy when every woman has one?
Entitlement. Name of the game. Straight up.
Do you believe in gender equality?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How can men and women ever be equal if pussy costs more money than dick?
I honestly don't think we will ever be equal. I think that that is a dream that we would love to have, and that's something that we can pursue and fight for. But I don't truly think that we will ever be treated the same. I don't think that's possible.
How likely will women pay for dick or make pussy free?
I don't think they will ever have to pay for dick because I feel like men just always want it, so we could just get it whenever we want. Versus men can't necessarily get it whenever they want.
So then what are we fighting for?
Equal pay.
Men, we kind of just take advantage of women, you know, so it's kind of one of those things that, like, women should love their bodies, should do what they want with their bodies. And
I just want to state that this dude is a total beta. He's a beta. Okay? I'm going to keep playing. He's a beta.
I mean, I guarantee you, if you walk up to more men on this strip, they are more willing to fuck you than a woman would.
Is it easier for women to sell sex than men?
I mean, men could do gay porn. That makes hella money.
Is it harder for a man to get the woman he wants into bed or for a woman to get the man she wants to commit?
Harder for a man to get the woman he wants in bed. Most dudes are lame. They don't have game. They're not cool. They're not funny, smart, tall, handsome, all that shit. They don't have money. It's harder for them. A woman can fuck most dudes she wants to holler at.
Woman to get the man she wants to commit, I would say.
If women think men are trash, why are they so interested in getting his commitment?
I mean, good. Maybe for security.
A lot of these bitches don't be like feeling like they gotta be like wife material, baby. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Even if you do what you do in the streets, baby. Yeah, you do. You gotta cook. You gotta clean. You gotta do all that. You feel me? You gotta abide by your man's rules. You gotta bow down. You gotta do. You feel me? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a lot.
Why will women often with?
What do you think about what she just said?
What she just said?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we have to be the wife. We have to do all of that. I agree.
Yeah, I do. All right, keep playing.
Hold sex when men have a stronger biological need for sex than women.
That's their only way of power. That's how they can control relationships, sex.
Should men withhold attention and resources when men are unhappy with women?
Yes.
What's your response to that one?
Which part? Should men keep their resources when they're unhappy with women?
Yeah, if females want to withhold sex, just like how women withhold sex to get what they want from a man, should a man withhold his resources until he get what he wants from a woman?
Depends on which dynamic. Are they dating? Are they in a relationship? Or are they married? It's totally different.
Yeah,
I feel like
it varies. It varies, but at the same time, even if you just meet a female, as soon as you just meet a female, she holding back already. But you're going to spend your resources. So should you spend your resources even when you just met her on the first date, on the first night, second night, third night, until you get with her? And then when you get with her, should you still hold your resources as collateral to get some participation?
no, because you're courting the woman. All right. You don't want a hoe running around there screwing everybody. So if she's not having sex with you on the first date, then you should respect that. You should see value in her, at least. So if you're courting a woman, you're using your resources for dating. It's not like you have to give her money. No, I don't agree with just giving a woman money, because there are a lot of abusers out there. Women will abuse you and treat you really screwed up if you're just giving the money away, like buying them this, getting their nails done, or whatever the case. But as far as dating, yes, use your money to date. That gives you time to get to know the person and build a connection.
I agree. I'll do a couple of dates, and if I don't feel like it's working, I'm 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 dubbing it the whole thing.
Yes, and you
You
have
know,
all right.
because I'm not gonna keep doing that, and she's not showing any type of interest. Period.
Right.
Mainly from the first date. You know, I'll pay for everything. I ain't got a problem with that. I'm happy to do it. But if I don't see like she's like really into it, or
Yeah.
if she's not really willing to answer serious questions and stuff like that, I'll
Right.
dub it. I'll dub it. I'm gonna keep playing.
Not all, but a lot of women will leverage sex over men. So is it fair for a man to leverage attention and resources over women?
I don't think it's fair either way. However, I do think that when it comes to sex, that it should be a consensual thing.
With Lucid Chart, you can
Damn.
clearly communicate your best and brightest ideas. It supercharges remote.
Regardless, so if someone doesn't want to, then they shouldn't have to, no matter what. Either way.
Feel pressured to.
Yeah.
Why do women pride themselves on manipulation as a skill when they already control what men want?
Not all women have that ability. I mean, manipulation. I mean, I can do it, but like a woman, they can do about anything they want, you know. Because men are dumb enough to fucking pay for it, or men are dumb enough to do it.
Right. But just like not all women can do it, not all men can afford to pay for it or would pay for it, right? What is the best and the worst thing about being a woman?
The best and the worst thing about being a woman. Okay. The best thing about being a woman is being a woman. I think it's like being like
Yeah. What's the best thing about being a woman?
Well, for me, the best
For
thing,
you.
I mean, not for me. Well, in general, let's see. The best thing about being a woman is being able to be feminine in their most natural state.
Ain't that what you like supposed to be?
Yeah, but
That's the best thing
certain
about being
circumstances
yourself.
don't
Is
certain
that's
circumstances don't allow you to. So let me put it like this. The best thing about being a woman is having that man who's providing and protecting for them.
that's a better answer than just saying, "Oh, being feminine."
Well,
You're
that's the
supposed
only
to be
way for
feminine.
us to be feminine, to stay feminine. We're naturally feminine, but to stay feminine, we would have to have that provider, that protector, that man.
Okay.
We're
All right.
not in our natural state without a man.
Okay. Agreed. All right. I'm gonna keep playing. She ain't got no answer either.
I'm a woman. It's incredible. And the worst thing is like having to be afraid all the time, walking around here alone or any place.
Okay, is it realistic to think that nobody should ever feel unsafe?
If it's realistic, I don't know, but it's like my dream.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, okay? Just because women feel afraid all the time, does that mean they really have a right to be afraid all the time?
Sure.
Well, at the same time, if a woman is attacked in public and a man is attacked in public, who is more likely to be rescued?
I don't know. I think. Sorry.
I guess.
You heard the question?
Who is more likely to be rescued?
Yeah.
Yeah, the woman.
Exactly. I agree.
You're afraid.
That's a post trauma from my home.
Do you think men are the biggest threat to women, or are men the biggest protectors of women?
It can go either way, honestly. I mean, it's the good men out there that want to protect, but then there's also bad men that want to do terrible things.
How about that question?
I agree
You
with
agree
what
with
she
who?
said. I mean, maybe it's geography, reasons, where you're located or who's around, but
Who is naturally the protector?
naturally the male.
So what is this made up society about women protecting men?
We protect men in different ways. It depends on which way.
Yeah, well, you can protect a man. I'm not saying that it can't happen, but naturally, biologically, in a physical type of altercation, women
Physical.
cannot protect a man. In
Physically,
many cases, in many cases,
yes, in many cases it's more
you
likely
could
for
say,
the male to be the
okay,
protector.
you could say, okay, a guy's running from the Bloods or the Crips or something, and he runs in your house, and they don't know he ran in your house, and you let him in. That's a form of protection.
Mm-hmm.
you know. But a real man wouldn't do that. He wouldn't run to his girl house knowing his life is in danger.
Right.
A real
Exactly.
man wouldn't do that. But that's a form of protection, and the only type of males that mainly get protection from women are beta males. But I'll digress. You can keep going.
For the person that's assaulting, there's also a good guy that's there to save. Yeah.
But aren't most cops and soldiers men?
Yes.
What percentage of men that you encounter catcall you?
A lot.
Probably 85%.
Like we were just touched like multiple times. Just walking.
Some guy grabbed my nose about 20 minutes ago.
It is a pretty nose, I will give you that.
Thank you. Okay. Look at it from the side.
How often do you fear for your safety when a man catcalls you?
100%.
All the time.
Now, I'm not excusing it. Why is catcalling such a big deal?
I think catcalling is such a big deal because I'm not out here dressed like this. You can give a little pan of the outfit. This is not for others' view. This is for me, and this is what I feel most comfortable in. This is not an invitation for you to come objectify me or decide that this body is meant for you. It's mine.
Okay, and that's fair. I agree with that. Now, for a lot of women who say they dress for themselves, why do you often see women walking around in uncomfortable shoes and skimpy outfits when it's freezing outside?
Because I made that money, and I'm going to spend that money on some cute heels, and I worked on this body, and I'm going to show it off.
No, I get that, but I'm just saying if they were dressing for themselves, wouldn't they be comfortable?
Yeah. I think that me in heels looks a lot better than me in just a pair of sweatpants. I do feel better, and that is still for me. Even if it's not the most comfortable, it feels good to me.
If a woman has lots of sexy photos on her dating profile and no bio, should she be surprised if guys are only contacting her for hookups?
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Definitely not.
Why not?
Because she's kind of asking for that attention.
Is she not promoting herself in the same fashion if she's out walking the streets in the slutty outfit?
No.
So why would it make a difference if you're online or out in public?
Because you're posting those photos for like a specific dating ad while you're walking outside.
I have a challenge for all of you. Go to every computer in your house, your mom's, your dad's, your sister, your brother's computer.
And it's like how you want to dress.
I dress this way because I want to dress this way for me and not for anyone else. And also, at least here, if you're going to a club, they have dress codes, and you have to dress a certain way in order to get in, and that is why we are dressed this way.
So why can people make assumptions about you online but not in person?
I think they can make assumptions about both, but online I feel like it kind of goes for more like what you post, because you can kind of choose what you want to post and what you don't want to post. Mm-hmm. Whereas in person, I guess you can choose what you want to wear and what you don't want to wear, but I don't know.
Why do you think women can't just ignore catcalling instead of just hating on all men?
Because when we ignore catcalling, they don't stop. Like they'll just come up to us and like be more in our face and more aggressive when we do ignore them.
I don't really think there's a way to win. There's been times when I can ignore it and they back off, or there's been times when I've confronted it and they back off, or vice versa. I don't say anything, I continue to get followed. I do say something, I put myself in even more danger. You really just have to gauge the situation, and there really is no right answer to what to do.
Is every time I go out, no matter how I look, someone is being inappropriate with me, and that's when it becomes an issue, because it is inappropriate. And I don't mind, like you say, inappropriate things happen every day, like people either touching you or trying to get something from you. But when I can imagine that's why celebrities struggle being a celebrity status, because they are constantly hounded for attention. And that's how I feel when a guy whistles at me.
Right, but the fact that you bring up celebrities, right? If you ask a celebrity, if you had to give up the idea of being famous in order to never ever deal with paparazzi, would they give up the privilege of being famous?
Probably not.
Would you give up the privilege of being sexy as fuck?
Does the way that you dress attract the type of attention you want?
Not always.
Not always.
So is it fair to blame society, or is it better to just change your own behavior?
Probably. I don't know.
I would say that society is the reason that a lot of the problems that we see with dating occur. However, I do think that there are ways for people to avoid them and or change their behavior accordingly.
100%.
Yeah.
I take the steps to make myself feel safer. I carry weapons to be able to protect myself. I learn how to ward off that attention. I've learned how to gauge the body language of, if I yell at this man for hitting on me, is he going to become dangerous or is he going to go away? I've learned how to understand that and figure out what to do in that situation.
And one last question, which I think you just touched upon. I ask, when does blaming society end and personal responsibility begin?
Whenever you're ready to accept it. I think it's everyone's timeline. I don't think it's I'm going to get off social media and realize that I'm the problem. I think everyone, a part of them is like, no, the world's against me. And so it's whenever you're ready to accept that.
Yeah. You know what? In Israel, women are badasses. They can beat the shit out of guys. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, maybe more American women should serve in the army, and they'll know how to defend themselves.
Maybe more men needs to like not be attacking.
Well, I think we can do both.
Maybe.
I think we can do both. I don't condone the guys who do that.
Fuck her in the pussy!
I can wear pants. I can wear a top that shows most of my body. And I continue to do so because of all the women who fought for that. Women got the right to vote 102 years ago. That's it. There are women older than that on this planet who were not able to legally vote.
So the women in the past fought to dress provocative?
Not at all.
They fought to be like targets of sexual attention. Because this is what they do, you know. But at the same time, they keep saying women fought for freedom. Yeah, you have your freedom, but I don't think the people of the past that fought for freedom expected women to act so provocatively.
Right.
You know, twerking online, G-string, you know, twerking, you know, sexualizing themselves, making OnlyFans pages.
Right.
You know, all of this stuff that it tempts a lot of men. Now you have good men that's you know, they can actually contain themselves, good men, you know. But the bad men, what do? They get creepy, sexualized. They go out hunting for the prey. You know, they go out hunting for the prey, and that's pretty much the type of men that go out there for that. You know, so it's like they're doing something that's dangerous because, especially when it's online. You're doing this online. You got a lot of hackers that will hack information from people's pages and find out where they live, and they'll be targeting these people.
Right.
You know, so women have to think real careful about what they do, especially online. And when they go out into parties, if you acting like a slut, dancing like a slut, dancing like you super easy, you know, those are the type of men you're going to really attract, because good men do not approach women like that. Good men do not want to be near females like that. You know, because good men, you know, they don't want that type of reputation on them. You know, so her response is just ridiculous. It's just a cop out. You know, because for women to have freedoms to be able to vote and work and stuff like that is what was fought for in the past. You know, but to be able to go out there sexually and just ignore the fact that a lot of men is going to be hounding them, you know, and avoiding the dangers that could possibly come with dressing provocatively, you know, is the big elephant in the room that a lot of females like to ignore. You know, did you hear me? Do I sound clear? Sorry.
Yes, I can definitely hear you.
All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can go to another one here, because it was a pretty good one. Yeah, the need to be right, where a lot of these women be acting all sounding all crazy. Let me see.
We want equality with equal pay. I'm not trying to get my ass beat. I want equal pay, because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's, and this nigga got C's.
All right, let me ask this. Would you rather? Wait. Hold on.
Now watch how this girl.
What's one thing that you wish men?
Like, watch how this girl is like looking for approval from her friend that's behind the camera. Like, she's like bigging up her friend while she's behind camera, souping her up like she got the mic, like the perfect answers. It's crazy. And look, imagine, you see, every time a question is asked to these women, they look at each other before they answer, for the most part. Not all the time, but for the most part, they always look at each other, because women have the hive mind trait where they need approval for what they're doing. And this is why, like, if a guy approach a girl and while she's sitting with all her friends, and he approach her and say, "Hey, how you doing? What's your name?" You know, for one of the first things she do is turn around and look at her friends. You know what I'm saying? And to see if anybody's witnessing this guy approaching her. You know, it's pretty weird, but women are hive mind. You know what I'm saying? Like if her friends disapprove of that man, she's gonna automatically disapprove of him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where if it was men, where if it was a group of men and a woman had actually built up the confidence to come and approach the man, you know, he's not gonna have to get approval from his homies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna, if he like her, he's gonna take her number. He's gonna talk to her. You know what I'm saying? But with women, it's completely different. Like it's their women friend is not the girl and her friends is not gonna talk to a guy if it's not approved by her pack. Women, if they come in pack, you better make sure the whole pack likes you if you're gonna talk to them. Because it's not going to go down that way. Now I've tried it, I've done it, and I've witnessed it, and I was like, man. So for as far as women in groups, you know, that is not, it's not a good look to go talk to a woman while she in a pack, especially if you're looking at the pack and they all look ratchet and crazy. They all look ratchet and crazy. You know, best believe it's not going to work out well for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this play.
Understood better about women.
Where the clit is.
Just that we're all different, and that it's, you know, we all have different needs, we all have different wants, and that it's not one size fits all.
Okay, if all women are so different, why do we use the expression know how to treat a woman? Wouldn't that imply that there's like a universal nature that all women exhibit?
That would, but like, what a bullshit thing to say.
So you don't agree with know how to treat a woman? You don't think that that's a valid statement?
Absolutely
So
not.
how should a man treat a woman?
I don't think it's a universal statement. I think that if you're in a relationship with a woman, that you understand that.
Well, let me ask this: why do you think a lot of guys have a hard time finding a clitoris if it's always in the same place?
Because they're stupid.
It's not that hard to find.
They don't know how to touch it, please it. They're scared of the shit. They're scared of it. They be looking at it like,
What is that? I'm gonna go down.
You want me to lick it? Yeah.
No, thank you.
Their needs and wants, and that you.
Hi.
I have a question. I have a question.
Can you consent real quick? Just you consent to being filmed? I just need you to
Hi,
consent.
I'm consenting to this interview.
Go ahead.
Oh, this one right here is super delusional. Holy shit. She looked delusional. Look how intense she is. Like her eyes and everything. Like she knows what to her.
Yeah,
in
she's
her
ready.
World, yeah, in her world, she's about to take control. In her world, like she knows what she's talking about. She knows she's beautiful. She knows she's intelligent. Like watch this. it's cute to be honest, but you know it is kind of like stop. You know. So,
And her friend in the background actually knows her. So she knows she's about to go crazy.
She knows it's about to go down. You see that smile? She's like, oh, she got the mic is on. Right? Watch this.
I have a question for you.
Please, go ahead.
What do you mean by that question of how does a woman act?
Basically, I'm saying, I'm trying to challenge the idea that maybe there's like a general idea that a lot of women want to be treated a certain way, and that's why they have that expression, know how to treat a woman. But
Do you believe in heterosexual relationships?
I believe in all different types of relationships, even same-sex ones, of course, all different types.
You know when you got that one unhinged friend that you know say shit that's off the wall? Look at the lady behind her. The lady behind her like, oh my God, she's about to start. Let me see if I go back a pinch.
I'm usually that friend, so I know.
Yeah, watch when she asked that question, how the lady right there on the side looked like, oh my God, here we go. Like she's about to really go in. Look.
Sexual relationships?
I believe in all different types of relationships, even same-sex ones, of course, all different types. But yeah, let me ask you this: do you think generalizing is okay to do in relationships? It's okay to generalize. Well, if it wasn't, why would anyone ever bother giving relationship advice? Don't you have to have look for certain patterns to know how to like?
Is that why you're asking?
Yeah.
To look for a different pattern?
Well, in other words, I'm saying like if you couldn't generalize about men and women in relationships, why would there be?
Couldn't generalize.
If you couldn't generalize about what men and women want in relationships, obviously there's a.
This the one right here that got the same type of response as you do. I'm letting you know right now.
But she's tipsy too. But go ahead.
Yeah, she do kind of look tipsy, but at the same time, it's like she's not going to connect with what he's saying at all. Like, watch, I'm gonna let it go. There's
exceptions, right? But if you weren't like general things that like men and women look for, Why would there be best-selling books called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, which generalize? Or people ask about somebody's zodiac sign, which generalizes, right? Like when you say Scorpios act like this and Geminis act like this, is that not generalizing?
Is there a problem with generalizing?
No. I don't think there's a problem with generalizing. I'm asking you if you think that there's a problem with generalizing. Do you think generalizing is okay?
Only two things are forever.
I'm gonna have to pay for the
Liberty Mutual
goddamn
customizing the
subscription
car
because
insurance, so you only
they
pay
be
for
cutting
each
it at the good
And if
moments.
Do you?
Well, I mean, if you want to interview me, I'm just asking these questions.
Well, I think the questions are so vague in that there's so many sanctions of relationship in the world that you're asking a crowd that is heterosexual, and it just like.
Well, I'll give you an example, okay? I acknowledge that there's exceptions. Like, for example, there are some women who will date short guys, but don't most women have a preference for a guy who's taller than them?
Disagree.
So you don't think there's such a thing as most, or, you know, you can't say most people want this? Like, a lot of women are attracted to confidence. A lot of people say that.
Confidence is different than height.
Okay, but is that not generalizing? People generally want confidence, right?
I think that a woman could.
Well, just people in general like confidence, right?
I'm a woman, interested in men, so I can only speak to that.
Sure.
I think that it is generalizing to say before I'm in a relationship or dating that I could say yes, I'm into tall men.
Okay.
And then I meet someone shorter than me, and I fall in love, and that generalization cancels out.
I didn't say that there aren't exceptions. I said there's exceptions, but I'm saying.
So the conversation is irrelevant.
Well, the
We
exception.
can't talk about generalizations until we're in the situation, and the generalization and it cancels out.
But at the same time.
So it's not fair to put on camera and to hold me to a word of generalization until there are exceptions. And I can say that women prefer tall men until they meet someone short and they
All
fall
I'm
in
saying-
love, and that's okay.
I acknowledge that. What I'm saying is, does the exception make the rule?
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying just because some women might prefer a short man doesn't mean that most women don't have a preference for taller men.
Well, that's statistics that are outside of my ability to talk to.
So I'm asking.
Now, right. See, so remember we was talking about generalizing, right?
Yeah.
So in order to get an override perspective on certain things, you know, you get like pretty much a lot of people's opinion on it. And then the percentage out of a lot of people decisions, you know, is pretty much the general. So if you get most of the people, you can agree that most of the people will go for something. Like, for example, the tall man thing, right? Women like taller guys, bigger, taller guys. It ties into a lot of things. It ties into the feeling safe under him, feeling secure, you know, big, you know, is a security factor for women. It's a protective security factor thing for women. You know, women are fragile, women are feminine, so they like their man to be the opposite, the aggressor, the big guy, you know, the protector, you know, and stuff like that. So that's pretty much inherited in every woman, that they want somebody that can do that. Now, do that mean shorter guys can't provide that? It do not mean that. Shorter guys can provide that. But what do it look like? It look like the bigger guy can provide that for sure, you know, because he's a bigger guy, you know. So just from the outlook of a taller guy shows that a woman can be safe under him, or shows that he can protect. He's a big guy. Most guys would be afraid of him, you know, which means most guys wouldn't mess with her. Right. You know, so when we look at the bigger scope, the bigger scale of things, most women would prefer a bigger guy than her. You know, so but what you can't say is most women want a guy 6 feet above. No, most women just want a guy bigger than her.
Right.
You know, to a point where, you know, she can feel comfortable up under his wings. So it do vary. Because some women that's 4 feet, but like I want a guy 6'5". You know, like some women want a guy 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". Some say 5'10". Some say 5'8", 5'9". You know, depending on how tall they are and what they feel comfortable with. So it do vary in what the person actually feel comfortable with. Right. You know, but but she's saying you can't generalize it. Yes, you can.
You can.
You can generalize everything
Mhm.
if you look at it from a wide scope of things. Just because she like shorter guys, you know, don't mean every woman likes shorter guys.
Right.
It don't mean every woman like tall guys either. It just means that through what was already researched, most women prefer bigger guys, bigger and better, bigger and taller guys.
Right.
You know, and that's how pretty much we generalize things. You know, and then when you meet a girl, depending on who she is, whatever the case is, there's a good chance she like bigger guys because of the wide spectrum of women that like big guys. I think
Yeah,
that's
most women love the taller men, just like you said, is all for security. I see where she's coming from when it comes to the exceptions. You know, people make
There are
exceptions with who's comfortable, but it is okay to generalize because that's just, you know, the way the world is.
Right. I mean, it's okay to generalize because then you know what most people think like.
Right.
You know, do all people think like? No, that's the exceptions that she was just saying. But
Right.
that's something that women tend to go to. They
Yeah.
tend to go to the exceptions of things more so than the general things, the things in general. You know, the wider spectrum of things. They like to say no because of somebody not gonna like it. You see what I'm saying? But we're not saying somebody not gonna like it. We're just saying most women do like it.
Right.
You know, so
And I also think she's speaking from the people that she's around, the group of people that she's seen. So through her experience, she may just know a lot of people who are more open-minded that do not target height and, you know, things of that sort. So she's speaking, if she's generalizing from the world that she sees, you know?
Right.
But like you said, the spectrum,
Right, well,
most people like taller men.
yeah, most women. Okay. I'm playing.
I'm just asking your opinions. Like I said, yeah.
I'm not willing to put my opinion on camera. Because I'm consenting to this interview.
Which do men enjoy more, the chase or the catch?
The chase.
You see, she lost the argument. Then she said that she's not going to consent on this video, and then she already consent in the beginning.
Right.
You see, so this is what women do.
She didn't want to have the conversation
The
anymore.
need to be right. The need to be right, and when they know they're losing, either they walk away, you know, or they try to change the subject or try to somehow play a victim. These are tactics that women often play. Not all women, but a lot of women. The need to be right type women. You know, mostly leftist women, to be honest. All right, ready and go.
Isn't the catch the man's goal and the chase the woman's goal?
Yeah, but if you keep chasing that, then they won't want anyone else if they're still chasing that one girl.
Okay. Don't women want to be chased though?
Yes, for sure.
So the chase is not the woman's goal?
The chase is the woman's goal, I would say. I do try to make the guy chase a little more.
Has there ever been a guy you wanted that you weren't able to get?
Nope.
So why do women complain about men when women are the ones choosing the shitty men?
That's a good point.
That is a good point. I've dated a lot of shitty men.
I've talked to shitty men. I haven't dated them.
I have.
Is it true women typically want what they can't have?
No.
Depends.
Has there ever been a man you wanted that you weren't able to get?
Yes.
No, I mean, for me, there's not a man. Everybody wants me. It's usually the man that wants me, not to be cocky or anything, but it's never me trying to go for a man that I don't want.
So is it typically...
Not to be cocky or anything, but I'm just going to be cocky. Like, women's sense of ego is ridiculous nowadays, but I'm going to keep playing. I just want to say that.
True that women want what they can't have?
Yes.
The program has equipped me with all of the skills.
So then would you agree that chasing women is terrible advice for men?
Yes. Terrible advice.
So then how is a man supposed to get a woman then without chasing her?
You have to have game. You have to make her want you without her knowing that you want her.
How can you do that without chasing? Yeah. Like, how can you do that without chasing? Period. If I'm approaching a female, that's a form of chasing.
Right.
It's like she got to know of my presence at first, period.
Right.
So and in most cases, men chase women. I mean, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, but to continue chasing, that's the big question right there. Should you keep chasing even when she's showing you no interest? No.
No.
You know, so the first time you try, if it don't work, move on. You know, so anything on that?
I wouldn't say the first time you try, move on, because people chase. I mean, men chase women every day. Men are after women every day. If she gives you, you know, the number and you call and it seems like she's not interested, I would say, okay, yes, you know, leave it alone. But if she's showing interest in the conversation, yeah, we like to chase before we do, you know, do anything else, go out on it. We like dating. So if you're not going to chase us enough to date us, then that's an issue too. A lot of men, I would say a lot of men out here, they chase just for sex.
Well, how it's a thin line between harassment and looking like a creep. You know, so it's just, so
but
you
that
know
has nothing to do
if
with
the first time
harassing.
if the first time you approach her and she barely showing any type of interest in you, don't call her. Don't just move on. That's my opinion. I mean, some
Hmm.
guys they persistent, but you don't know how what type of women these women are. A lot of women, you know, you look at them a certain way, they just consider you some type of creep or they think it's some type of harassment. You know, and just because you approach them and they don't like you, that's considered harassment. Now, if you approach them and they do like you, is they flattered by it.
Yeah,
You know,
we're
so they
also
so
flattered by
how do you know?
persistence.
The
We're
question is,
also flattered by persistence. Not to interrupt you.
some women flattered by persistence because, like I said, most women do not like ugly dudes, and if an ugly dude keep trying, they may even call the cops on them.
Oh,
So, so you have to be careful how because the man don't know how she view. You know, I've been told him handsome, I've been told him ugly. So how would I know if what girl thinks that about me? I have to find out by making my first approach. My first approach would tell because if she liked me, she'll be interested and she'll make it clear.
hmm.
Now, if she don't like me, she'll make it clear what she'll do. Suck her teeth, roll her eyes, not keep eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Just keep turning around, trying to act like she's not talking to me. Keep pulling out her phone.
Oh, yeah, that's
You
when you
know,
move
stuff
on.
like that. That's when you move
If
on.
she's
You
not giving
just
eye contact or smiling or,
right,
you know, talking to responding to you, then
right.
yes, you
No,
move
why should
on.
I keep chasing her? Right. So if she's not showing interest, why should I keep chasing her?
Right.
That's the question. So I'm gonna keep playing the video. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Okay, so like, what advice would you have for men? How can he do that?
You know, you have to come at her and buy us dinner, take us out, show us what you're about, you know, and make it worth our while, and then we'll come on to you.
Right, but I mean, how will that lead to like a romantic relationship as opposed to just being friend zoned?
Because once we see what you can do, then we like you.
Well, I mean, are there certain like boxes that the man has to check off before he goes from friend zone to actually, you know, the hookup zone, the end zone?
Well, my box is provider, style. Other than that, you know, it's kind of open.
Has there ever been a guy you wanted that you weren't able to get?
Fuck no.
So why do women complain about men when women are the ones choosing the shitty men?
Well, the men are not literally. So I'm gonna put it like this: men, they'll date you, correct, but then when you all start getting comfortable, that's when they show that they're not shit. And then that's when it comes on to the woman's part of leaving the motherfucker. Because if they're not shit, then you need to fucking leave them. But the first men shouldn't be shit in the first place. Because why are you putting on a whole persona just to be not shit in the first place? Like, you can't do all that.
If women are smart.
I want to ask you something. Do you think that's attractive for a woman to have language like that?
No.
Now she obviously physically, you know, men are visual creatures, right?
Hmm.
She looks pretty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She looks pretty. But after talking to a man like that, a good man, she's only blow up doll use.
Hmm.
If you know what I mean. She's only blow up doll use. Like there's no the man he wouldn't even want to talk to her because of her mouth like that. You know what I'm saying? It's too aggressive. That's considered masculine.
Hmm.
She's too aggressive. You know, so all that prettiness right there, she just threw that shit in the garbage. Just because her language is disgusting.
Right.
You know, she clearly not innocent. You can see she's not innocent person. She probably done a lot of one night stands. Probably did. I ain't saying I know her personally. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm saying, or from what I see when I see her doing this interview and completely disrespecting this man's platform. She has no manners. You know what I'm saying? And just kind of taking over. You know, you can see in her eyes, she got the I don't give a F attitude.
Yeah, I can
You
tell
know,
she's
so
drunk, but yeah, her
and
character.
they get that mixed up with being a strong woman. You know, that's not considered a strong woman at all. That's called a degenerate woman. You know, so I'm gonna keep playing and see if
I
I can
agree.
ask her another question.
Shit in the first place. Like you can't do all that.
If women are smarter than men, why
Which
do they
they
keep,
are.
If women are smarter than men, why do they keep believing men's lies and opening up their legs?
Because it's called manipulation. It's not opening up their legs. If I'm hearing something from man and I'm like, okay, why? First of all, why would you lie to me?
First of all, if you fall for manipulation, you must not be smart. If you're listening to you know all these men telling you lies and you still opening your legs. How are you smarter than men? Men just outsmarted you, obviously. So I'm gonna keep it playing.
In the first place, if you're a liar, why are you doing that? It doesn't fall onto the woman, it falls onto the man. Because what are you lying for? See?
Is it true women typically want what they can't have?
No.
She just had a drop mic moment. She was like, see, like ain't no debunking what I just said. See, nonsense. Okay, me and you had this discussion before where you was talking about a man that lies.
Yeah, they lied to get you.
Yeah, they lie to
They
get
lied
you.
to win you.
But if a woman is
So
actually smarter
that's
than a
what we
man,
think. We're going by what the man
but
tells
women,
us.
okay, which is not smart. That's not smart.
We
You
also go by
you gotta
actions
ask
as
the right.
well.
You
We can
gotta
go
ask
by
the right
actions.
questions.
Men are act too. They lie and then they act to keep up their lie. So then you're thinking that that man is a certain someone when they're really not. They show their true colors after they get you, or after they feel like they lock you in.
So basically, a man lies to get what he wants, and he gets what he wants. Most women that's out there complaining and saying things like women are smarter than men, and then they tell you a story of how they've been played by a man and lied to by a man and fooled by a man and manipulated by a man. How is that saying they are smarter than men when they have been duped? Easy.
So would women be smarter than men if they just stop dating men, period?
No, it's
So they
ways
don't get stuck in that situation?
No, there's ways to vet things. There's ways to vet things. There's questions to be asked and learning human behavior and looking at the generality of things, which means look at a lot of people's opinions, a lot of people's perspective on things, and then you bundle it all up and be like, hey, they like this more, they like that more. Women they like to go here, they like to do this. You generalize the thing, and then when you meet a man and you ask him a certain question, he answer that question a certain way, you'll be able to connect that with a certain generalization of men that think like that. And then it may not be perfect, but it's a good indicator in what type of guy you're dealing with.
Which
And
is
the same
true.
thing. And the
Which is
same thing
true.
for women. And that's what us in the RP movement do. We generalize a lot of things. There are exceptions, but we generalize a lot of things from what women say and what women do and their outcome in relationships. The reason why the divorce rates are so high, the reason why the breakup rates is so high, and it's 9 times out of 10 is because most women is considered feminist, and that turns a man completely off because they want to replace the man's role in the house. They don't believe in gender roles.
Right.
So good men do not like to subscribe to these type of women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the black community has a humongous proportion of women in the black community that's like feminists and they act like this woman right here, which is 100% unattractive. There's a good chance she will never find a high value man. She need to stick with the Pookie and Ray Rays because that's what she want is she's not gonna get it. And if she want the Pookie and Ray Ray, she's just gonna get what she deserves. That's pretty much it. But I'm gonna let it play.
Women can get whatever they want because men are easy. They said that women are sluts. The men are sluts because it's a little, your nice little haircut, your edge looks good, your draws are off.
Why do so many women need to be right even if they're wrong?
Who says women need to be right?
Well, how many women are willing to concede in an argument?
I will. If I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong.
I will too.
Shit, my bad. I apologize. I was wrong. I read it wrong.
Especially if
I looked at the picture wrong. I looked at the message wrong. It wasn't you, boo. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So do you think that who do you think is more likely to admit when they're wrong, men or women?
Men will take it to the fucking
They
grave.
will for deny.
Well, then
Then
why
women.
why do we have the expression being the bigger man?
That's not all the way true. Every
Yeah,
time.
it isn't. You could be the bigger vagina, bigger pussy,
Yeah.
Well, then why don't we have that expression?
bigger clit.
It's just you're big.
Why do women often tell themselves to never settle?
Oh, because we do so much work. Like once you get into a relationship, we're going to be constantly doing all the work. So if you settle from the beginning, you're going to just be miserable. You're going to be settled.
Is the man not doing a lot of work by being a provider?
No, not necessarily.
Well, what's all the work that the women are talking about doing?
Well, we're kind of like our men's manager. Like we make sure you're up on time. We make sure you're doing things right. We make sure you look presentable. We're like your.
But I mean, if a man wasn't capable of doing all that stuff himself, would the woman even find him attractive in the first place?
No.
Nope.
Well, we don't know that at first. We don't know that.
Well, I mean, obviously, I mean, a man has to be able to take care of himself in order to have the status and the physique and, you know, all the discipline that, you know, women would find attractive to begin with, right?
Yes, but that level is what men.
I'm gonna go off that. What do you think about what you said?
I mean, we're there to make it easier for men. Yes, men can do that on their own before they even have us, but we're there to make it easier on the man, be his assistant, pretty much, so that he can go further in life. That's what we're there for.
Well, for one, the dude was right with his questions, right? He was asking it. First of all, women won't even find a man attractive if he's that way. He's terrible on his upkeep of himself. Women, they see that shit early. They see that quick.
Right.
You know, so the chance of him even getting a girl the way being that way is at minimum. You know,
Right.
And if a woman have to do all of those things, she said that a woman have to do in the house for a man, especially the thing that she named, which is stuff that a man should be doing for himself.
Right. Right. That's what I was saying too.
She
But
wouldn't
there's
stay.
a lot of things that we do.
Right. She wouldn't stay.
I definitely
So a
understand.
woman shouldn't have to be a man's manager. You know, he need to be managing himself. That's how he's gonna get her in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so she's wrong with that about a woman being a man's manager and have to do all of it. No, he's not a kid and you getting him up for school. No,
It's more of assistant
it's more of help
because we're following his lead.
It's help. Yeah, it's help. You know, but at the same time, the things she named, you know, no. If he
Yeah,
can't
the
do that
dressing him
himself,
up and stuff I didn't agree with, but I get what she's
Yeah.
saying, because once you're in that relationship, you are doing most of the work. You are making sure that everything is together, you know? So I did understand what she was saying. Maybe she used the wrong words.
yeah, maybe, but it's wrong, and she's very sure about her response. They need to be right, of course, but I'm not going to play it.
And what we bring to the table is on two different levels. What we want and what we bring.
What does a woman bring to the table?
Like I said, we're like the manager. We put you in position so you can be better.
Have you ever considered the possibility you might end up a lonely old cat lady?
I have. I think about it every day. It's so hard to get someone who understands you. And
Why are the women who say they won't settle okay with settling for living and dying alone with a dozen cats?
because during all their life, they think they deserve better, and the years pass, and then they end up being alone.
Because you'll have peace. Your peace of mind is priceless.
Well, yeah, but why would women who can't have everything choose to settle for nothing?
Because that's not nothing. Like, you have yourself. Like, sometimes if you get the wrong man, it just chips away at you, and you be like,
That self-confidence is it don't work, especially for women who are super emotional. They live in their heads. They live in their own heads. They super emotional. That being alone stuff never works for women. It don't.
It doesn't make any sense.
It don't. And because they're not meant for that. They're not built for that.
Right.
They just trying to be strong. So they try to say positive
Exactly.
things to upkeep
It's a
their
show off,
army.
but deep down inside, they're miserable. They want that
Right.
significant other. You
Right.
know, yes, it's a little bit more peaceful, but at what cost?
Right. Loneliness. You know, the statistics show that when women have a family with the husband there, kids there, and they have their house,
Hmm.
that right there alone is super fulfilling for a woman.
Yes,
That's super fulfilling
definitely.
for a woman.
Hmm.
I'd say it supersedes even being famous and being rich for a woman.
Yes,
You know, so a lot of women ignore that goal more
right.
so than just reaching for being independent, reaching for
Yeah.
being having money and fame and having Gucci clothes and expensive clothes and looking good.
Hmm.
The main goal, what it's the goal supposed to be, is that family goal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And even men want that, but men can't get it with women out here acting crazy. I'm
The
telling you right now.
feminists, yeah.
Yeah, if you ask me, I'd say there's more good men than bad men out here. But the way society works today, men just kind of adapt to it and go along with it. I'm not making excuses for men because there are a lot of dirtbag men out there. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? But men adapt to the society and try to make it work. Women, it's like they trying to find a way to be more so like the man, more so than being a woman. And I
Hmm.
ain't saying all women. I
Right.
say I'm talking about those leftist feminist type women. I could do this. A man could do it. I could do it type
Hmm.
attitude. It turns men off, and most of those women that's going to be home alone, living with a cat or dog.
Yeah, and it seems like most women are like that.
Most leftist women. I mean, if you go to rural areas, you'll see a lot of conservative type attitudes. People
Hmm.
with regular liberal attitudes, and then
Yeah.
they're ordinary people, and you have things that you agree with them. That's mutual.
Yes.
But in inner cities, like if you're born around a bunch of like leftist inner city people,
Yes.
they really don't know that a boy is born a boy and a girl is born a girl, and
Hmm.
you can't just say you're the other sex and it's legit.
Yeah.
Like they're really confused at this point. They messed up in the head because a lot of the famous people that they idolize, you know, they vouching for that type of ideology, and they can't see themselves going against Oprah Winfrey's opinions. So they end up agreeing with somebody like a Oprah Winfrey.
Hmm.
You know, to use her name as an example. So those type of people, they not independent thinkers. They literally need a source to even think about even the most common things in the world. So I'm gonna keep playing the video. It's almost over.
Like, I'll just rather deal with my cats than to be doing all this work.
Is it true women typically want what they can't have?
Yes.
So would you agree that chasing women is terrible advice for men?
All men do is chase women. No. The boyfriend I have, I chased him and I still chase him to this day. BC's not shit.
Don't women
You see how she brought up the exception?
Yeah.
How many women out here chasing dudes? A lot, but overall, mostly every man has to damn near chase a woman to get her.
Yeah.
But she got to be the exception, the need to
Hmm.
be right type attitude. And she's happy about saying that too. They laughing, they joking, like, okay. But yeah, some women do chase. I mean, even to this day, there's a couple of females out there that chase me. So it's not uh, all women chasing men.
Yeah.
Most women don't. They don't want to chase. They want to feel chosen.
Exactly.
So with that being said, and men go out there and get what they want. So men mainly are the chasers. But for her to bring up that point was just completely nonsense. It was just unnecessary. But let me keep going.
don't women end up don't women end up working for a man's attention if he's the high value man she says she wants?
There's no high value men out here for real.
There's no
Complete delusional. Now, a high value man, yes, a woman do have to prove herself to a higher value man.
Hmm.
Do you agree with that, or do you disagree?
I do agree. She has to be chosen, so she has to prove herself.
Right. So
I
so
mean, if she
what?
wants that high value man.
Yeah. So why does she have to prove herself to a high value
I mean,
man?
I think with if anyone, even if he's not high value, you still have to prove yourself to that person that you want.
Not necessarily. Most men choose anything.
Mm, I would disagree. I would think that most men good men. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, good men or bad men, but
Well,
I think
okay,
that
well, I
most
want to.
I think
What?
that most men would
You're going
choose
past the
the person
question.
that's they're comfortable with.
Okay, you skip past my question though. My question was, do a woman have to compete to get a high value man?
Yeah, because high value men got so many options.
Now I said why. Okay, there you go. Because a high value man have tremendous amounts of options.
Yeah,
Women
everybody wants
chase
that high value man with the
right.
money, so
Women
where they can
chase
feel
high value
protected. And
men. Women chase high value men that's not typically in their communities. What I mean by that is, uh, uh, like a celebrity, somebody that's never around, you never see them, but they high value.
right,
Everybody knows who they are, but they're not in the common places.
right,
So they have to chase to get those type of men.
yes,
You know, but there are and the high value men that's in the communities. You got to chase, and you have a huge, huge uh, competition with a lot of women trying to get that man
right.
if he's in your area. But yeah, you're right. I'm gonna let it play.
No high value man.
No, there are some high value men, but they're not a lot. That's the thing. Women are the prize. That's what the people.
She's wrong. I mean, well, she's right about there's not a lot of high value men, but she's making it seem like the high value men gotta chase them, which is not true.
Get up.
Well, wait.
Women are the prize.
Hold on.
Women are the
If high
prize.
value men are rare, why wouldn't the high value man be the prize?
They're not the prize because what's
They
there?
are.
There's
prize
less of
be
them
when
to
it
go
comes to
around.
the man?
They're more rare.
Yeah, where are they? I've been searching.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That would make them a prize. A
They're
diamond
not
is
a prize.
a diamond is a prize because it's rare.
No, the women are the prize because women they got a pussy. You know what I mean? Pussy makes the world go round. A man got a dick.
So a woman.
But pussy is everywhere. Am I correct? Like it's everywhere.
Yes.
So it's not that much of a prize. It's everywhere.
Right.
So she's trying to say like her confidence for being a woman and having a vajayjay is like extremely high.
Mm-hmm.
So she's pretty. So I can imagine a lot of simps like pandering to her, saying she's the best, she's the prettiest, she's the most gorgeous. Well, she got that bomb goody. Like dudes are just pandering. The simps just telling everything she want to hear. Head super big. Now she in the interview. She's like, because I got a vajayjay. It don't work that way. A high value man don't care about your JJ because he got a lot of a JJ that's flowing at him right now.
Mm-hmm.
So high value men ain't worrying about your JJ.
Right.
So it's not high value. Especially in a high value man is not high value. But in the hood, an ordinary girl is almost like a prize because most men is not going to get it in the hood.
That's what I was gonna say. Where she's from, it seemed like she's been around the hood. So yeah, she's the prize to hood men.
Yeah, a bunch of broke, no good dudes that's like a million dudes probably talk to her every day, and she turned all of them down. Probably talk to one, two, probably have sex with one or two, but a lot. That's the thing. A lot of girls got to go through. They go through a lot of freaking guys, talking to them. That's the ego booster. Now that we got social media, girls don't even have to talk to them no more because they can actually if they could DM a freaking blue check dude, you know what I'm saying, on a yacht somewhere, and then the next day they be on that yacht with him. So it ain't that easy for men.
Right.
Men can't just DM a blue check woman and she have them on a yacht the next day. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the double standards is crazy, but women just don't like to see those type of double standards because it makes them look bad and make men look like victims or some shit. But I'm not complaining, but this is how life is. I'm just stating that this is how life is. Most men don't complain about this. Most men don't complain about it because some do. I've been in the hood. Some men is crying, but I'm just stating what's reality and how men could actually work around it to actually find their mate.
So wait.
Pussy makes the whole entire world go round.
Okay, if all the men in the world were gay, how would pussy have power?
I really hope they were because at this point, what the fuck is going on? No, women still have the power either way because we're a woman. You know what I mean?
The best thing about polyamory is the pain you're going through right now. Whether you...
What is this?
A woman is a woman.
I thought women wanted equality. Do women want to be equal or special?
We want equality with equal pay. I'm not trying to get my ass beat. I want equal pay because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's, and this nigga got C's.
All right, let me ask this. Would you rather? Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less?
Well, if you're not willing to put in the work to get money, then that's your fault.
Do you think most women want to do the dangerous, dirty jobs?
It's not. Well, sometimes I'm not gonna lie. I'm not taking trash out.
Well, why do we have?
She just said she'll do.
She
the
just
dirty job.
contradicted herself. Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, what he's asking her is real. Most women do not choose the most dangerous, dirty jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they don't do things. They don't get into things that involves like math, science, tech, engineering. You know, construction and stuff like that. Now, some women do electrician. You know, some women do plumbing. Some women do, but most women will refuse to get around that type of dirty type of job. You know, most women choose jobs that's more sociable with people, dealing with people, whether it's concierge service, whether it's desk job. If they become a police officer, they rather do the desk job. You know, like most women choose the lower paying jobs, you know, but it ain't nothing that we saying against them. But no, the feminist movement got them outside fighting, saying there's no equality in pay. But when you see how they actually calculated it, you know, they calculated the full max amount of how much women got paid a certain year and how much men got paid a certain year. And then when you average it out, it seems like women make about 80% on a dollar of what a man make. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And the reason why it's like that, because women get pregnant at work. Women actually go on vacations every year. They take their vacations every year. You know what I'm saying? They take more time off. You know, they get pregnant. You know, stuff like that. So they take off a lot of time.
Right.
More so than men do. Men will work 40, 60, 80 hours a week. Women is not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is why men actually, when you look at the max amount of money that been dished out to men versus women, men actually making more. And not only that, men is also choosing the better and bigger paying jobs. So when you talk about the wage gap between men and women, is a myth. It's a Democrat talking point. You know what I'm saying? So the women can feel like victims and then go vote Democrat to try to put them in office. But these people are lying about statistics. They're lying about everything. So they can't fool people like me, because I'm into watching the statistics, right? And a lot of us red pill folks pay attention to statistics and what people are saying. You know, we're not just going by what the TV is saying, but that's what they do. They go by what the TV is saying and think that's like the whole world when it's controlled by a very few people. Okay, let me go back into this.
The expression, that's a man's job.
Because certain things are a man's job. Because it's like, why gotta take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right. So I'm just saying.
Lift heavy things.
Well, right, but it says.
When I'm talking about equal rights, I want equal pay. I want.
She contradicting herself constantly over and over and over.
Yeah, she is.
But I'm gonna play it.
Equality. I'm not trying to get. I want to walk the streets and feel safe. That's what I want to do.
But I'm saying. But I'm saying, is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, I want. Why is responsibilities with equality?
Because you gotta
trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the good.
The extra shit. If I can't, why can't I just have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We just have equality. Period. You see what I mean? You know what I mean?
So you want equality only when.
Yeah, she's delusional.
She's too cute. Like, she just want the pay. She don't care about what the job is. You know what I'm saying? But the job has a certain value. This is how certain jobs has its value.
Exactly.
You know, through it, how sensitive the job is according to like it's your safety. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't like a biohazard job, then there's a good chance you're gonna be getting good pay.
Right.
You know, but if you tell a woman she gotta go into a certain room that's full of poisons and toxins, gases, and she gotta wear a suit to go in there, well, her wearing that suit ain't gonna make her feel safe at all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You'll see a bunch of men in suits in that room. You won't see you probably wouldn't see not one woman in there.
Right.
You know, so those type of jobs pay really good. You know, but she also said she want to walk safe at night. That also shows that she's a woman. Yeah, she's being honest. She's a woman. She want to be safe at night. What women don't, right? So would she take up a job of doing a night watch as a police officer? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably,
the way
especially
she's speaking, she doesn't want
especially
the
in a
risk.
bad neighborhood.
Right.
Especially in a bad neighborhood. So there's a lot of dangerous jobs that women will not take that men will take. You know what I'm saying? So this is why men actually have more when it comes to wage and money. They get paid more per year because more men are in the higher working force, where there's a lot of high paying jobs, and they work more hours, and they put in that overtime, and they put it, you know what I'm saying? And they barely take days off, you know, but the women, they quick to take days off, they quick to go on vacation, they quick to spend money, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, so basically she's like super delusional. She think like just because you have just because a guy have a certain job that a woman should get same pay as that job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
she's
sometimes
delusional.
it don't work that way. You know, I hear a lot of women complaining about like stuff like she used to have a manager in the store, whatever the case is. She was like next up to be manager, right? This man been manager for 10 years. You know, she waiting to get that position. He was getting paid $20 an hour, right? She was getting paid $13 an hour. You know, but she was next up because she had some experience. You know, but she was next up. He moves and leaves the job. They put her in that position that he was in, and they started paying her $16 an hour. Do you know why?
Why?
He'd been in that job for 10 years. He'd been in that position for more than half that time. He got way more years in that position.
Right.
Her raise came when she went from 13 to 16. So naturally, that position starts at $16 an hour. He just been there and was getting the raises along with it.
Right.
So now she starts after him. So he's getting $10 an hour now. She's next up for that position. She's getting 13 right now. She get that position. Now she's getting 16, but she don't have years in as that position.
Exactly.
So she started complaining. She ain't getting the $20 pay like he was getting. You see the difference now? The experience of that same position is why he was getting more.
Right.
You know, and sometimes it's the same thing. Sometimes they have more than one manager. You know, it'd be 2, 3, 4 managers up there. Not all of them is getting the same amount because they all haven't been there at the same time.
Right.
And have the same experience. So a lot of women going out there complaining, but they're not going into detail of what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make them look stupid. You know, so let me keep playing this. I just wanted to explain that.
When it benefits you.
No, I want equality, period. Because why do we have equality? It should be benefiting women because at the end of the day, men have more privilege than women do.
How so?
And it's just like that's just first of all, a man can walk the streets without feeling safe. So yesterday, I'm trying to go to a goddamn Walgreens and I'm getting catcalled. I'm getting called a bitch. My shoe got taken from me yesterday, all because from a man. All because I'm a woman. A man can walk the street and they can feel safe. If I'm out here past a good 1, 2 p.m., I'm scared and I'm going to go home.
Are you aware that statistically men are the highest victims of violent crime?
Where?
Statistically, look it up.
Where is this at?
The FBI.
Show me.
The FBI
Show
statistics.
me. I want to see it.
Okay.
So I don't believe that.
I'll show you.
I want to see it.
I mean, I agree with you. Women are the victims of a sexual crime, but men are victims of violent crime.
But it's still crime, period. And it's
well, no, I know that.
Why do I gotta just run out and be like, oh, I might get that's up. Super.
I think it's fucked up too. I think it's fucked up too.
Period.
Period. Yeah, but as you can see, the delusion it continues.
How does Nutrisystem work? It's not a secret. It's
Stop it. So as you can see, a lot of women are like freaking delusional. I'm over here melting right now. I'm trying to survive.
Turn the fan on.
I better get paid. Nah, because I ain't want it in my microphone. If you turn the camera on, you're gonna hear that in the background. So
when you were fanning the paper, it was louder than the fan.
That's why I stopped fanning paper. But you know, anything to get good quality, guys. Anything to put out that quality, so y'all could like take this and share it and understand that We need this type of content because you got people like that girl right there making content. Oh, I got a phone call. You got people like that making content, guys, and who, me? No. 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 What's going on? No, I didn't touch my phone in the past like 2 hours. All right. Oh, something's going on.
That
My
was
brother,
weird.
yeah, my brother called me. He asked me, did I call 911? And 911 was on the other end from him. So I'm assuming that somebody probably called 911 under the same service. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'll reach back out and see what's going on. You know,
Are you
but
gonna cut this out the video? Edit this
yeah,
out?
yeah. No, I ain't editing this out. Come on, man. People make things happen. I'm real as it get. You know, I don't like to script nothing. I don't like to do nothing like that. I like to just turn this on and give you guys the gush, give y'all all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? I would turn on her camera so y'all can see what I'm talking about, but I ain't. I ain't gonna do that. She said she didn't want her camera on, so I respect her decision. I just wanted her opinion anyway, and she did pretty good for a leftist person, if you ask me.
Hush your mouth.
Yeah, and Tajma, she me and her, we pretty much supposed to be working together, and she was gonna be behind the scenes helping me with these videos, guys, because I know y'all see me struggling out here. You know, I'm new to this, and she jump on the team, we'll be moving. You know what I mean? And we'll be able to get some good stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let me go ahead and punch my stuff in because as you can see, I know y'all can probably see that it's up there. That's my website, 3pmerchshop.com. You go there, you'll be able to purchase the merch and support the channel. You support the channel, I'm gonna grow. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna hit the streets. You know what I'm saying? And Tajma might really want to work for me then. She like, I don't want to do it because you ain't paying me. You know what I'm saying?
Lies.
I said I pay attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, get that merch, man. Wear it, be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? Support the movement, and you can also join the membership while we putting more private videos up there, and you also get 15% off on the merch, all the merch in the shop. 15% just for being a member of Third Eye Philosophy channel. And anything you want to say to close it out, Tasha?
I don't know. It was a pleasure. I'll look forward to the next video.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.
Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters won't always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different, they ancient, sooner than later, what will be ours? I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are.
Don't forget, guys, subscribe for more videos. Third Eye Philosophy. You did.